I see these niggas in the street, man, I don't believe them niggas, man. Them niggas keep talking about they having thing, man, but them niggas jury looking funny, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? Get your mind on your shit, man.
Yeah, already, you know, so that's what it's really about. But all this old shit here, if I wasn't rapping, I'd still be doing this old shit here, you know. This ain't nothing but materialistic, you know. Knowledge is power. I'm about making some money, man, you know, put this shit together, we get some real paper. Coast to coast. Man, I'm trying to move to Hawaii. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to get away from these scrubs. Yeah.
1079 ATL. I know y'all done heard about all the stuff in the Ozone magazine. You know what I'm saying? Asking about Pimp C.
I'm a real MC from the side. A lot of y'all don't think that everybody from the side can freestyle, but check this out. Cause I've been busting boys. Check this out. Come down in the car, lean sweet. Been breaking these boys since 87 on the streets. UGK, the underground king coming through the city. Rap a lot is my thing, so if you ain't riding the Prince, get out the party. Coming through, shutting down everybody. I'm the young boy coming down CL5. Still with jive, cause the money keep me alive. They wanna know why the album was late, cause I was waiting for them people to get all my paper straight. And I've been seeing the clones since Big Pimpin, everybody doing the sweet John. $64 cologne, whipping grain, coming down candy brown. With the hands-free phone, two-way pager. When you see me in the city with your girl, you know I'm major. MC, what's happening, Bun B? Really going down.
Born Chad Lamar Butler on December 29, 1973 in Crawley, Louisiana. He's the only child to Wrestling Butler, a school teacher, and Charleston Butler, who was a musician who played the trumpet. Now his father once played with Solomon Burke. At birth, Butler he was born with a birth defect that caused his legs to point inward. He was also dealing with a lot of early health problems as a kid. His family would move to Port Arthur, Texas, where he would be raised. At the age of 6, Chad's parents they was divorced, and Mama West she would be married, this time to a school teacher, Norman Monroe. Now, Butler he grew up in a home filled with music. He was first introduced to music through different genres like jazz, the blues, and the soul. Some early musicians he was introduced to was B.B. King, Ray Charles, and Marvin Gaye, to name a few. It was destined for young Chad to become a music star. It runs in his blood. His stepfather would help him grow his music as he taught him how to read music. His stepfather was a music teacher, and his father was a musician. It was destined for Chad to go in this path. Butler he would teach himself how to play different instruments by ear, like the piano, trumpet, and drums. As a teenager, he would join his church choir. In 1983, like many other teenagers, Butler he had heard Run DMC for the very first time, and he had fell in love with rap. He would explore the origins of hip-hop to learn more about the music. He would attend Memorial High School, and in high school, Chad he would start making music. His stepfather would encourage him to incorporate musical instruments in his sound. In high school, Butler he would meet his best friend Bernard Freeman after they both found out that they shared the same passion for music. In 1987, at the age of 14, Chad and Bernard they would form a rap group together called UGK, which stands for Underground Kings. Now Butler he was never a fan of school, especially when they started rapping. They would be doing shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, making $500 a show. One time, Chad, he was failing math, so Bernard, he would go out his way and tutor him. He really wanted to see Chad stay in school. He would even go as far as paging him every day to see if he made it to school. Bernard, he would graduate in 1991, but Chad, he would drop out and get his GED.
My tutor in school, man. I was one of them niggas that work real hard at school, but leave all the books in the locker when I go home. And he was one of these niggas that he did all his work. He made A's and shit, and was a smart motherfucker. So we got to a point where, man, I was failing my math and shit. But we was rapping, but he was in advanced classes, and I was failing my math. But now we trying to rap. And I can remember one night in particular, we sitting in front of this dope house, and make no mistake, we only hustled to go to the studio to do this rap shit. We sitting outside this dope house on an abandoned car, a burn up ass car, and this nigga helped me with my math homework. What was it, algebra or something?
That was algebra 2.
Trigger, some old shit.
Algebra 2 / trigonometry. You know, algebra 2 first semester.
Yo, we sitting out on the car, and this nigga tooting me with the street light. We got the street light out there, and this nigga tooting me. We doing homework, and Dolphin walking up, and Dolphin walk up and pop the case, ask, do we want to buy that Derringer? He say, man, get the fuck away from us. We don't want nothing but money. That motherfucker say, nigga, what kind of dope men do homework?
After high school, they would gain the attention of big time records, where they would release 2 EPs titled The Southern Ray, that was released on April 26, 1992, and Band, that was released on August 1st, 1992. Now, after these 2 EPs, UGK began making some noise on the street, but the song that had the streets talking was Tell Me Something Good on the Southern Way EP.
So I guess a brother got a stroke. Tell him like this, you better get up on my camp, dude, before I have to pull my daddy dick real rude.
After these 2 EP began to gather some heat around the industry, they had caught the attention of Jive Records. The group, they were signed to Jive in late 1992, and they would put out their debut studio album titled Too Hard to Swallow, which was released on November 10th, 1992. Now, this album, they would sell over 300,000 copies. This album would reach number 37 on the Billboard Hip Hop and R&B album charts, and number 14 on the Billboard Heat Seeker album charts. On this album, they would reuse their biggest street hit and rename the song Something Good. The group's second album was released on August 30th, 1994, called Super Tight. This album would reach number 95 on the Billboard Top 200 charts and number 9 on the Billboard Hip Hop and R&B album charts. Now, Pimp C and Bun B, they believe in their craft, mainly because they understand music. Now, like I stated earlier, when Pimp C first came across hip hop, he went back and looked on the history of that music. Now, that shows you someone who's dedicated. On July 30th, 1996, one of the most influential albums in Southern hip hop history was released, titled Riding Dirty. This album reached number 15 on the Billboard Top 200 charts, number 2 on the Billboard Hip Hop and R&B album charts, and also going certified gold. During the late 90s, UGK, they decided to take a 5-year break from music. Rap was a thing that started in New York, during block parties to be exact. As the popularity got bigger, it began to migrate towards the West Coast during the late 70s. Now, hip hop was dominated by the East and West Coast. The East Coast had Run DMC, Curtis Blow, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, to name a few. And the West Coast had NWA, Ice-T, Too Short, Tone Loc, and MC Hammer, to name a few. Nobody was paying any attention towards the South. As the late 80s began, a group began gaining some attention called the Ghetto Boys from Houston, Texas. Now, this group gained a lot of attention with their album, We Can't Be Stopped. With the Ghetto Boys becoming a big success for the South, Houston became the soul of Southern hip hop, inspiring groups like, of course, UGK, 2 Live Crew, who claims to be from Miami, 8 Ball and MJG, and 3 6 Mafia, to name a few. Atlanta is the heart of Southern hip hop, bringing out groups and rappers like Outkast, Goody Mob, T.I., Gucci Mane, and Ludacris, to name a few. During the mid to late 90s, the South really began taking the world by notice, when New Orleans would introduce the world to their version of Southern hip hop, with Cash Money Records introducing the world to Juvenile, Lil Wayne, BG, Soulja Slim, and Turk, and No Limit Records with Master P, C Murder, Shook the Shaka, and Mystical, to name a few. In 1995 at the Source Awards, and also at the height of the East and West Coast beef, is when Southern hip hop was actually put on the map.
Alright, hold up. And the winner is Outkast. In the house. Yeah. So what's up, Dre? But it's like this though. I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and nobody want to hear, but it's like this, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say.
UGK, they would return making two bangers, collaborating first with 3 6 Mafia on the song was released on February 6, 2000. This song had an instrumental sample from Marvin Gaye's song Is That Enough? This song would reach number 30 on the Billboard Hot Hip Hop and R&B song charts. They would collab with New York finest Jay-Z on April 11th, 2000, with the song Big Pimpin' was released. This song would reach number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, number 6 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Song charts, number 9 on the Billboard Hip Hop Single charts, and also going certified platinum. Arguably, this is UGK's biggest song and Jay-Z's as well. Now, some of y'all may not know this, but some of y'all may do. But anyway, fun fact. Pimp C, he only recorded 8 bars for this song. Also, he wasn't hype about being on the song with the hottest artists. To him, they didn't need Jay-Z. Hov needed them. And I can see why he felt that way. As UGK may not be commercially known, but there was kings in the South. This song introduced UGK to the audience that they needed, and also and vice versa. This song introduced Jay-Z to the South. As any Southern person, they don't listen to the commercial artists. They listen to their own local artists. Another reason why Pimp C didn't want to do the song is because he didn't want people to think that they was riding Jay-Z wave. Now, how many times have you heard that Hov bought out UGK? Like I said, UGK, there was kings in the South, so they didn't need Hov. But frankly, they both gained the crowds that they both needed. And to this day, when Hov performed this song live, he cuts off the beat and rap over Pimp C's verse. That just shows you how much respect that Jay-Z had for UGK, especially Pimp C. The group gained the audience that Jive failed to capitalize on. And on November 13, 2001, the group's 4th studio album was released, titled Dirty Money. This album reached number 19 on the Billboard Top 200 charts and number 2 on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop album charts. Now, even though this album did well on the charts, the group had its album done and been sitting on it since 1998. But Jive, they didn't release the album until late 2001 with no advertising. During this time, Pimp C, he began to learn more and more about the industry and began to speak out on a lot of topics that everyone in the industry knew about but was scared to talk about. Now, anytime anyone speaks on the forbidden in Hollywood, bad things tends to happen to them, especially if you reach the level that UGK reached and still choose to speak on that.
Blazing on the charts and bumped in nightclubs all over the country, UGK, the Port Arthur-born Southern rap group, was on top. Members Bum B and Pimp C recorded a long list of albums. Until 2001. Pimp C, aka Chad Butler, was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
The only thing promised to a player is the penitentiary.
He was sentenced to 8 years at Rocheron in the Terror Unit.
During Pimp C prison time, UGK, they was forced to go on hiatus. And while in prison, Pimp, his mind got stronger and he began to see the world differently and took a different approach to his career. In a letter that he wrote to West Day, Pimp states that he heard that Bun B had signed a solo deal to Rap-A-Lot Records, but he couldn't confirm it because Bun B didn't write it while he was in prison. In that same letter, he states that he wasn't mad at Bun for not writing him, he was just hurt. While in prison, Pimp, he would marry his girlfriend in 2003. He would also record his solo debut album from jail. This album was titled The Sweet James Jones Stories. This album was released on March 1st, 2005. This album would reach number 50 on the Billboard Top 200 charts, number 7 on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Album charts, and number 3 on the Billboard Top Rap Albums. December of 2005, Pimp C, he was released for prison.
I got my partners locked down in penitentiaries. Some of them in Fed, some of them in State, some of them in Huntsville. My nigga for life. You know what I'm talking about? It's fucked up, right? Don't no meal. But he kept it real with me. You know what I'm saying? All my niggas in Tennessee.
Like I stated earlier, when Pimp was in prison, he learned a lot about the industry and he started to see how influential the Southern hip hop was. But all the rappers, they was into it with each other. Pimp, he would make a song to address everything called Knocking Doors Down. He wanted to end all beef in Texas. And he wanted to make it known that there was too much money to be made. With the famous line, if them niggas come together, you know how much money we can see?
David, see the king of the side. Anything is said, need to shut your fucking mind. I'm down with Lil Pimp, and I'm down with T.I.P. If them niggas come together, know how much paper we can see.
On July 11th, 2006, Pimp's second studio album was released called Pimpalation. This album reached number 3 on the Billboard Top 200 charts, number 1 on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Album charts, and number 1 on the Billboard Top Rap Album charts, and also number 6 on the Billboard Tastemaker charts. This album will also go certified gold. Pimp C, he was planning on making an album with all Southern artists. If this album was released, this album would have been fire. Late 2006, early 2007, UGK, they would reunite to release a 5th studio album called Underground Kings on August 7th, 2007. This album would reach number 1 on the Billboard Top 200 charts and number 1 on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Album charts. This album would give us one hell of a banger when International Players Anthem was released. This song would reach number 70 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, number 12 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Song charts, and number 10 on the Billboard Hottest Rap Songs. This song will also win the BET Video of the Year award in 2008 and was nominated for a Grammy. Another fun fact, when Pimp C originally heard the beat for International Players Anthem, he was in jail, and it was originally for the Project Pat song Choose You that was produced by DJ Paul. Pimp C, he loved the beat. He would call DJ Paul and tell him that he wanted the beat, but DJ Paul told him that Pat had already did the song. But to Pimp C, he didn't care. He loved the beat, so he was gonna get the beat. Pimp was so excited for this song, especially for the video shoot. Pimp, he wanted to go all out, so he would pull out the mint coat and the hat. If you notice, everyone who was in the video was all friends of UGK, which explains why there was a vibe in the video that was so amazing. Everybody was just vibing.
At this hour, members of the hip-hop community are mourning the shocking death of well-known Port Arthur rapper Pimp C. Pimp C, who was born Chad Butler, was one half of the rap group UGK and was found dead this morning in a hotel room in Los Angeles. KPRC Local 2 reporter Mary Benton joins us now live in Southwest Houston with reaction. Mary?
In the building behind me on the 9th floor, they are paying tribute to Pimp C on a local radio station. He was a larger-than-life figure in Houston's rap community, and some say across the station, and the country rather, and they believe that he struck a nerve with his listeners because his rap's focused on real life.
December 4th, 2007, just 3 weeks before his 34th birthday, Pimp C, he was found unresponsive in his hotel room in California. The coroners have ruled his death as heavy use of lean and amphetamines. Now, Mama West and many others believe that Pimp C was killed. There was rumors that he was poisoned. Also, there was another rumor that there was blood everywhere in the hotel room. But one thing for sure, no one will ever know.
Conflicting stories about his death, basically some untruths about the passing of your son. And so we need the audience to understand that this is her son, not Pimp C. You understand? This is Mama West's son. And she knows what happened. And I know it's got to be heartbreaking to you and a little frustrating on top of that to have the mistruth out about the passing of your son. So I want to give you the opportunity to clear it up and tell our audience exactly what happened during that time.
And I really and truly thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be able to say what I really want to say. Number one, I must tell you, I smile a lot because this is life, and you're not going to get anywhere going around with a frown on your face.
Yes, ma'am.
But I miss my child. She was my only child. Not my only son, but my only child. And I miss him like air. Mm-hmm. But by the same token, I also am totally committed to carrying on his legacy. There have been so many, as you said, horrible stories, untruths, and inconsistencies. Now, what I'm going to say now does not come from me, but from the head coroner, whom I talked to when the word first came out about the determination of his death. And the man told me that they really did not know for sure. Mm-hmm. But number one, most and foremost, she did not die of an illegal drug overdose.
Okay, we want to get that clear.
He did not.
Pimp C did not die of a drug overdose.
No. He did. The coroner told me that there was not enough of anything in his system to have killed him. So he did not die of an illegal drug overdose. He also did not die by his own hand. I've heard that one too.